couple of songs. Let's see if this will work right there. No. I need something to place in that place. Arg. What can I use? I need something. Anything. This might work. I love you, babe. What's going on here? Show starts. Alright. Show is starting. If that'll work. Plop. Ah, perfect. It's perfect. It's all wet out here. Fucking raining and shit. After all the jacks are in their boxes and the clouds have all gone to bed, you can hear happiness staggering on down the street. Footprints dressed in red, and the wind whispers Mary. A broom is drearily sweeping up the broken pieces of yesterday's life. Somewhere a queen is weeping, and somewhere a king has no wife. And the wind cries Mary. The traffic lights, they turn blue tomorrow, and shine an emptiness down on my bed. The tiny island sags downstream, 'cause the life that lived there is dead. And the wind screams Mary. Oh, will the wind ever remember cries Mary. Shit. I'm gonna check to make sure the Wi-Fi isn't on. Okay, no, I'm good. Just making sure that's not the reason nobody's watching me. So it just turns out that nobody's watching me. This is a show. It's for private. This is a show. It's a private show for me, myself, and I. All three of us. We're gonna play a show. So nobody better stop by and say hi. You just missed Jimi Hendrix. No big deal. Just had Jimi Hendrix sit in with us for a little bit. You guys just didn't miss much, you know. Jimi Hendrix. Okay, maybe I should play some stuff that I don't normally play, just since I'll just treat this like guitar practice since nobody wants to watch me perform my performance. It's a pre-formance. I'm playing a pre-formance. This is only a pre-formance. The performance will come when people show up. All right, so for right now, it's just a pre-formance. This is before form happens. The pre-formance is the formlessness. Look at its beautiful shapelessness. What shape is the earth? What kind of question is that? Does it have a shape? I mean, what shape is reality? I don't know. I never left reality to look at it. I mean, what shape is the earth? I'll tell you what shape it is. It's in pretty bad shape if you got to ask a question like that. Derp. What shape is the earth? Well, what, are we going back to fucking kindergarten or something? It's a ball. Oh, actually, no, it's an oblate spheroid that's shaped like a pear. That's tilted, and so it's wobbling, and then it's spinning and wobbling, and it's tilting, and it's fucking orbiting, and, you know, all that shit's happening, you know, but we're just sitting here and, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you just have to kind of, like, pretend that that it's true, because you can't really, like, it's not, if someone tells you that the earth is tilting and wobbling and orbiting and spinning, I mean, and you're sitting here and you're not really witnessing any of that, you can just be like, cool story, bro. That's a cool story, bro. Oh, it's true? Oh, okay, well, it's an even cooler story because, like, you wouldn't have, you could have fooled me, man. I mean, if you want me to believe that, you're trying to fool me is what it feels like, but whatever, it's all good. I personally just got no reason to believe, got no reason to believe some shit like that I don't even see. You think that 8,000 miles below the ground, people are living their lives right now and they're upside down. Seeing is believing. If it's something I ain't seeing, then I got no reason to believe it at all. I got no reason to believe that I am living on that outside of a ball. Got no reason to believe. The sky goes under my feet. I'm gonna believe that bullshit. I don't care how many equations you show me, that don't prove the sky goes below me. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. And seeing is believing. If it's something I ain't seeing, then I got no reason to believe it at all. I got no reason to be thinking I'm living on a ball. But I used to believe when I was just a young man. Although I thought it was kind of funny thinking about if you were to just fall all the way through the earth, come falling up out of the ground feet first on the other side of the world, just falling up out of the ground. You know, I don't think Earth is a ball, but it could be round for all I know. Do you even think about the things you believe? I don't think that you do. And at the end of the day, don't have to treat this place as though it were the place you say I'm crazy for thinking that it is. At the end of the day, they have to treat this place as though it were the place that they say I'm crazy for thinking that it is. At the end of the day, they have to treat this place as though it were the place they say I'm crazy for thinking that it is. What are you talking about? Well, you know, like say they're gonna go about living their life on Earth. You know, you don't live your life on Earth as though you're on a rotating, spinning, orbiting, tilting, wobbling ball. No, you don't. Nobody does. Nobody's ever had to worry about no curvature or motion of the Earth. No, you can claim that's what we're doing, but really it's not. And you know, here's the thing. I can prove that nobody really believes the Earth is a ball, and I've gone about doing this a pretty effective way, or at least by my standards, I feel like I've done a pretty good job. I mean, I've developed a line of questioning that I can ask people, and I even ask people when they're aware of what I'm doing. Like I'll ask flat Earth haters like Duffy and Sean Hawkins and these guys. I'll ask them this line of questioning that I have, and they'll fucking give the correct answers because the correct answers were obvious, and there is no other answer, you know. And so you're just kind of like, and I'll just kind of lead them into it, you know, kind of hold their hand into it, and just be like, okay, you're answering all the questions correctly, you're giving the correct answers, and the correct answers, so you're doing good. Come on, we're gonna get there. And I lead them all the way into it to where there's like, and I can't even believe like to what degree I've been able to do it too. Like I'll ask Duffy. I asked him in the chat. It was like during what it was like when the final experiment was having their final. Well, it wasn't the final debate, but they just got back from Antarctica, and Jaron was all hating on flat Earth and saying he's a glober and fucking. And then Duffy was like he had. I think it was like Nathan Thompson and some other guy that were debating on modern day debates. And the chat was just blowing up. It was like a big deal because like everybody was thinking, you know, well, Jaron left flat Earth and Duffy's, you know, he's wrecking flat Earth and this is a big deal debate. And so Duffy was in the chat. All these people were in the chat, like McToon and all these clowns, you know. And fucking, you know, I say all this shit in good spirit. Like, I mean, we're all just people, you know. It doesn't really matter, really. I mean, it does matter, but it's about intellectual honesty and just about, you know. But here's anyway. I don't want to get off point because here's what I was gonna say is like I saw Duffy in the chat and he was harping on flat earthers and it was like a big to do. There was a lot of people barking at each other in the chat, and Nathan Thompson is making an ass of himself and fucking, and you know, just kind of like making flat Earth look like it's, you know, like a sport or something, or they're just being stupid. And he was just kind of losing his arguments, you know. He was just, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, I wouldn't do it that way, but whatever. I'm glad, you know, I think he's saying what he believes, you know, but he's just kind of a goofball. But anyways, here's what I said to Duffy. He was in the chat barking at people about flat Earth and about the sun and everything, you know, his whole final experiment. I finally got his attention because it took me a while to get his attention. I kept at, you know, the final experiment in the chat and kept doing it like, hey, I want to ask you a question. And finally I got his attention and I asked Duffy, I'm like, Duffy, if you draw a circle on the ground, can you draw a smaller circle around the outside of it on the ground? And he responded, no, just one word. I'm like, okay, very good, very good. Okay, so if we draw a bigger circle, like a way bigger circle on the ground, then can you draw a smaller circle around the outside of it on the ground? And he answered again, no. And he wasn't asking, he just said no. And so he was responding to my questions. I'm like, great, great, great. So do you agree with me that pretty much like the size of the circle we draw on the ground is irrelevant because it's always going to be impossible? Like, are you saying that basically the size of the circle that we draw, whether it be small or big or fucking massive or whatever, you know, is the size irrelevant? It's always going to be impossible to draw a smaller circle around the outside of that circle? Is that what you're saying? And do you agree with me? Because I think that's true. And he's all, yes. And I think at this point he started asking, why are you asking me this? But he was just giving me these one-word answers, which was perfect. I love it. He was doing great. And so I said, so I got him to agree, yes. And so I said, okay, good. So we both agree so far on everything that we've spoken about here. And you know, the answers are pretty easy, pretty obvious and easy. You know, you shouldn't really get the answers wrong on this questioning that I'm doing. So after that, I was like, okay, good. Well, so then that would mean the circles just get bigger then every time, right? So you draw a circle on the ground, and like you're going to go try to make the smaller circle around the outside of it, like I said, but then you keep finding out that you can't because you're moving around the outside of it, so it's always going to be a bigger circle. It's just obvious, no-brainer shit. You know, so I'm like, so the circles are just going to keep getting bigger then, right? You know, he's all, yep. Just one-word answers. I'm like, I'm loving it. Because usually these guys will start asking me, well, what's your point? And they want to answer the question. They'll be kind of punky, you know. But he was totally playing along and just doing good. He was doing good. He's got 100% so far. And so I got him to agree that the circles are just going to have to keep getting bigger. That makes sense, right? Yeah, they just keep getting bigger every time you do it. Because you're always going to be going around the outside of your previous circle, and it's always going to be a bigger circle. There's no way to really have any other result, you know. And like I kept getting him to agree. I'm like, so the circles are just going to keep getting bigger, like all the way out, just indefinitely. Then, right? And, you know, that seems to be what we're figuring out here together, you know. And he agreed with me on that too. I said, oh, great. At that point, I couldn't resist. I'm like, oh, great. Well, right on. Welcome back to Flat Earth, buddy. And then he's all, put on the brakes, you know, or whatever in the chat. And he's all, wait, what? The total fucking, like, he gave the cliche, like, just like, he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, what do you think I mean? Did you bother thinking about what we were talking about, or just like realizing the implications of the things that we're saying just based on our simple understanding of reality? I mean, it's not even like a thought experiment. It's just about like a demonstrable reality. It's just fact. You don't even have to demonstrate it. It's so obvious. A person buys a piece of property, and they go, it's a circle-shaped piece of property. They have so many acres in their property, and they go and they make a property line around the outside of that circle, so they expand their property evenly in every direction. Their property gets bigger, the property line is bigger too. You know, these circles, you know, it's like, consider it property, like you're buying a piece of property. If you just wanted to keep expanding on that property evenly in every direction, so your house stays right in the middle, but your property keeps getting bigger and bigger, it's expanding evenly in every direction, so you just go and you make a new property line around it to put up a new fence. You know, every time. Sorry, there's nobody even watch me. Fuck, you guys suck, dude. What do you got to do to like get people to want to watch your show? Whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep talking. And so maybe if I move up here, you just gotta see me. And so like, who am I trying to please? Nobody's even here. All right, so I'm just gonna finish my stupid flat Earth thing. So people, they don't seem to understand what it is what they believe. And it's like, well, here's what you believe in regards to the circles that I was talking about. Here's what I believe. First of all, I believe that if you draw a circle on the face of the earth, like go to your parking lot with a piece of chalk and draw a circle in the parking lot. And now ask somebody who's walking by, hey, can you draw a smaller circle around this circle in the parking lot? Around the outside of the circle that I already drew, can you make a smaller circle around the outside of it? And they'll quickly say, wait, no, if I'm understanding you correctly, no. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, that's right. That's the correct answer. You can't. It's obvious. So let's extrapolate this knowledge out, this basic intuitive knowledge that we both just agreed upon. Let's extrapolate this, okay? So like, if we draw a bigger circle, it's going to be impossible to do a smaller circle around the outside of it also, right? We're drawing on the surface of the earth. If we draw a circle around your whole neighborhood, it's a big circle, but then if we go going around the outside of that circle, we're not going to be able to make a smaller circle around the outside of it. It's going to be bigger every time. And so it's like, it doesn't matter how big of a circle you draw, how much of the earth you're encompassing in your circle. Once you step outside of that circle and make a new circle, it's going to be bigger. You can't add more area and have a smaller measurement. You're never going to see that happen. That's not what's going to happen. We all know that intuitively. There hasn't been one person that's answered my questions incorrectly. And that's because everybody's a flat earther. They just don't realize it. But these guys, once you catch them, once you lead them into it, and they're just like totally not following you. Even these guys that are like flat earth haters, I'll be in the, I'll come in, I'll get their attention during a flat earth debate, and everybody's all hot and heavy about flat earth and globe earth arguments. And I'll do my line of questioning, and so the subject is at hand. They know I'm a flat earther. They're engaging with me, and they'll still walk right into my trap. And it's like, damn, you guys aren't even, you don't even understand what I'm getting at. You think that I'm stupid because I'm a flat earther, so it doesn't matter what. You're just answering my questions. They're easy questions. It seems like they can't have anything to do with anything. It's just random. You're just being polite by answering my questions. But the thing is, you've proven to me that you're a flat earther, because if you think the circles are just going to get bigger all the way out, which is what I think, then basically you agree with the flat earth. Like, you see the earth the same way a flat earther does. That's what you think. And that's fine, because I think everybody is a flat earther. Everybody's answered the questions exactly how I would answer them. So if the circles just keep getting bigger all the way out, like we discussed, which seems obvious, intuitive, every time you make a new circle, every time you expand, you're adding more area. So it's going to be a bigger perimeter around it. A bigger piece of property is always going to have a bigger perimeter. Doesn't matter how big. There's no exception to that, in my opinion. I'm a flat earther. If you believe you live on the globe Earth to the the measurements of which we've been given, 24,900 miles in circumference, that circumference right there is the biggest circle you're going to make on the globe Earth. And what area is it circling? I can make a circle around my neighborhood. It's circling my neighborhood. I can make a circle around my country. It's circling my country. I can make a circle around the surrounding countries in my country. The circles keep getting bigger, right? Because there's more area to circle. Okay, but if the biggest circle you can draw on Earth is only encompassing half the Earth, does that make you pause for a second and be like, wait, so the circles don't keep getting bigger? Wait, how? So that means you can't make a circle around the entire known world. You can't put a perimeter around the entire known world, all the continents. You can't go make a perimeter around all of it. All the square miles that are available on Earth, it's like, if you were to think about this, like, if I told you the biggest circle I can draw in my neighborhood is circling half my neighborhood, that would sound like I don't know what I'm talking about or something, or it just would be like this lapse of logic. It would be like, what are you talking about? How's it only circling half your neighborhood? Why don't you just make a bigger circle, like this, circling like almost the whole thing, or whatever? I mean, is it just because your neighborhood's oddly shaped or something? No, my neighborhood's the shape of a circle, actually, but the biggest circle I can draw in my neighborhood is circling half the neighborhood. Is that right? Why don't you just circle the whole thing? I don't know. Why don't you? Well, if you live on the surface of a 3D object, then here's the thing that gets tricky. It's because we're told that we live on the surface of a 3D sphere. Okay, but a surface typically is 2D, really. I mean, it's just a surface. So here's the thing, like, living on a 3D sphere, there's certain things that are going to happen. What's tricky about it is that we're told that although we can go anywhere on Earth, any one of us can, and we're always going to feel like oriented, like we're like standing up on a level plane, we're all upright, even though we're all living on the outside of a ball. But so in relation to each other, we're sideways and upside down, but we all feel like we're standing upright, so we can't go anywhere on Earth and experience anything else other than how we feel. So we're all like oriented upright. Therefore we can't really experience the curvature, the 3D aspect of the surface of our Earth, where it's like the surface forms a spherical shape. But we're not busy experiencing that because we don't feel sideways or upside down. You know, we don't have that. We're oriented towards the center, apparently. And it doesn't matter where you go, you always feel like you're standing upright. So because of that situation, we're never going to feel like we're walking around the side of a ball or something. So there's just going to have to come a point in time where it's like our circles got so big, right? But now they're going to have to start getting smaller. Even though we're just going around the outside of our last circle that we made. But they're going to have to start, because we're going to be like sideways or upside down from how we started. And so now we're just closing in on the area that we haven't circled yet. Before we were just circling around the circles that we had already circled, you know, just concentric circles expanding out. And they got so big, you know, they're circling so much area, and we just kept moving out, you know, kept doing the same thing. We stepped out of the circles that we were making and made a new one, and it's bigger, you know, we just got in this pattern. But now all of a sudden, we stepped out of the circle that we made just like we did before, and made a new circle, but it's smaller. And they're big circles still, but we're like, wait, it measured less. We got back quicker than we thought we were going to. What the fuck? And then we keep doing it, and we keep getting back sooner than before. It's like the circles are shrinking. You know, and they keep shrinking. We're like, what, does this make any sense? How is this happening? You know, and it finally gets to the point where we can actually see the circle, and we realize, you know, we're making circles inside our previous circle now. That's why they're getting smaller. We went from making circles that were going around the outside of our circles, but now all of a sudden we realize that our circles are shrinking because we're making circles inside our last circle. We're working our way in now, where we were working our way out before. Now we're closing in around this one area that, you know, we're pretty much, and that'll have to be it, really. I mean, there's nowhere else to go at that point if we circled the entire Earth, and now we're just closing back in around another center location somewhere else. I guess the Earth would have to be a sphere then, wouldn't it? That's pretty much the only explanation I can think of for something that weird to occur. Because that would be wild. You're like, wait, we're just walking around the outside of our circle like we did before, you know, and it takes forever to get all the way back to where we started because our circles are fucking 20 some odd thousand miles around. But like, now all of a sudden our circles are starting to shrink, even though we can see that we're adding more area every time. How are we making a smaller circle around more area? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Well, welcome to living on a ball. Certain things have to happen, and it's just, they have to happen. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just, it has to happen. The circles are only going to get so big on a ball, then they're going to start to shrink. I don't know how that's going to play out in real life. Like if we really did live on a ball, it's going to be weird because you're not ever going to feel like you're sideways or upside down. You're just going to realize, okay, now we're closing in around a different area that we started somewhere else. That was the center of our concentric circles. But now we're closing in around a different center location, and I guess we pretty much circled the whole entire place. There's nowhere else to go. Because as soon as we make this last circle, you know, right here, this one with the red and white striped poles sticking out of the middle of it, yeah, that'll be it. We've circled the whole Earth. Yeah, it's a ball. But until somebody does that, I'm not going to believe it's a ball, because that's crazy. That's crazy. It's just fucking crazy. To think that you're on a ball that's spinning and flying all over the place, you know? It's crazy. Well, yeah, because of math, dude, and the sky and the math and the sun and the math and all the astronauts and all that shit. Yeah, I've seen the globe Earth on TV, too. I did, too. I saw it there, too. I only saw it on TV. Until I see it with my own eyes, and I'm not going to tell you that's what it is, because the vacuum of space, I mean, come on. How is there a vacuum? The only space vacuum I've ever seen was Mega Maid, and she still had to open the firmament to suck the air out. So there's that. I don't know why I do these shows. Nobody's even here. Oh, somebody is here. Everything is circles, bro. Yeah, circles. Circle me. Circling the circular argument. Circular reasoning. And musical notes are circular too. And the cycle of fifths is Oh shit! It's raining. There's all kinds of water and shit. You know, all this water is falling out of the sky. It's so fucking weird. It's just like water coming out of the sky. What is all this water falling from the sky? What is this shit? Rain? Oh, what's that? I never heard of rain. All this water. It's totally inconvenient. Alright, so I wanted to make it about as pitch black as I could possibly make it. There we go. This is one of those shows where it's just like, you might as well not even watch it. But there's some blue light over there, that's cool. We'll have some blue light in on it. Get your blue light special. Shine your blue light on me. And let the blue light special. Shine this ever-loving blue light on me. If you ever go to Houston, you better keep your money in your socks. Yeah, baby, 'cause the women there in Houston, they'll put you on the rocks. If you ever go to Tennessee, it's the best place you can be. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine an ever-loving blue light on me. Sorry, I don't know how to play that song. I was pretending. I was faking it. You gotta fake it to make it. You're gonna fake it to make it. If you fake it to make it, your success is fucking fake. Off the cuff or up top of intelligence. Stuff but not too much relevance. Developments, peculiar elements, telepathic pelicans and elephants. We're all in this together telepathically. We're all in this together telepathically. And I can tell a pathological liar from a mile away these days. There's a lot of fake ass fuckers, a lot of fake and gay shit. Everywhere you look, everything's fake and gay. Fake and gay. Everywhere you look these days, everything's fake and gay. Welcome to the fake place that we call our home. We're born and brought up here to believe in things that we won't ever see or be able to verify. That's how you know it's a lie. When the story don't make sense, you add up because it's a lie. You might want to try a different route. Go about this the wrong way, you'll end up in a fairy tale where everything fails upon a closer look inspection. You put some scrutiny between the lines, you find it blows your mind. What's really going on here? It's smoke and mirrors. None of it's what it appears to be. Apparently, it's just another shit show distraction, trying to get your mind all riled up and get you manipulated enough to do, say, be, and think a certain way. At the end of the day, everyone has to pay for what they've done. Listen here, son. If you don't know where you're going, someone's gonna figure out where you're going for you. You might end up somewhere you never planned to be. So you better watch out for someone like me, gonna help you wake the fuck up and shed those chains around your brain. Make another go at this thing. waste of time to try to argue with someone who thinks it's true. That there's something you could know when there's no way of really knowing it. You're blowing it. No one's ever been to the sun, but when they do, and I will know it's true. For now, I don't think that's something we can do. But when man walks on the sun, I'll eat my umbrella. That's what I'll do. I'll eat it, then I'll be all wet. It's smoke and mirrors. None of it is what it appears to be. Smoke and mirrors. It's just a trick to make it look like something it ain't. It's the Blue Light Special. After years and years and years of what appears to be research, dirty work, digging in the earth, reworking things for what it's worth. It seems we found out that there's nothing to find out. The fact is we don't know the facts. The fact is we don't know the facts, even though we've been acting like we do for so long now. It's just hard to backpedal with your foot in your mouth. Pretty much the only thing we can say for sure that is true is that eventually time catches up with you. Time catches up with you. Time catches up with you. You're young now, but soon you will be 52. Time catches up, it doesn't stop. It's like a watch, it ticks, it doesn't talk. You got to keep your eye on the clock. It is what it is, unless it isn't, then it ain't. But don't faint from being so stressed. I guess it'd be best if you're gonna take some time off your feet to not miss a beat. 'Cause forward is the only way through. Yes, and time is catching up with you. Here it comes. Time catches up with you. Time's catching up with you. Time's catching up, don't you know? Time's catching up with you. Time's catching up with you. Time's catching up. Look, there it goes. You know, these days everything's been redone, rerun, rehashed, revamped, thrown back in your face over and over and over again to see if it can fly, but it can't, so let's just try some other time again. Didn't make enough cash the first time, they keep coming back to it like some kind of one-hit wonder that just never really hit because nobody really liked it. It just gets overplayed. You're like, fuck, this one again? Oh, brother, it's just stupid. Hate this song. Always playing everywhere you go. It's like, why you gotta be so rude? Whatever, dude. I'd rather hear some people think and speak, try to do something new. Think, speak, and try to do something new. Think, speak, teach, and preach something new. Yeah, think, speak, reach, teach, believe in something true. Think, speak, reach, teach, and go do something new. Think, speak, reach, teach, reach, teach, and believe
catch it up with you. I wanted to write a song about the Great Flood, but it was kind of hard to write a song about it. But I'm just working on it. But I haven't really gotten that far. I'll play what I've got so far. Back in the days
to die. Probably nobody in here anyways. Everybody hates me. Probably because my show sucks. Can't even hear it. Whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm just not even worried about it. I mean, it'd be nice if people liked my show, but they don't. Hi, baby, I love you.
Those weird videos of this, what the sky looks like when people mess with the picture, but pretty interesting. Look at the weird sky. What is that?
The hell? Oh, he did
Yeah.
something. Well, there's like skeletons and shit.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of wicked stuff.
He didn't draw anything,
No,
though,
this
right?
is just from the
With the-
chemtrail. They
with-
just play with it.
They
to bring
changed
out,
the levels or whatever.
Yeah. But just everything looks all wicked and weird. And
That's neat.
Anyway, see, there's so much weird stuff in the sky. Like, what is all this? And
I want to try to do that. Take
looks like
pictures of the
spirits,
chemtrails
like
and then
angels
fucking.
and spirits and
Yeah,
weird
because
shit.
it brings out all the subtleties.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's a trip.
And they zoom out and there's other weird shapes. Just like so pronounced little shapes. Like, what is this? What is that? Weird shapes. What is that?
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
wild.
But
It looks
the
like
whole
it looks like a skeleton is
The
what it
whole
looks
thing
like.
like a big bull face or a goat face. I don't know.
Well, yeah, aren't you seeing the
Eyes.
skeleton kind of
Yeah.
images? But yeah, I see the whole thing. It does look like a big, like a bird or something wearing a cape or something.
Yeah, that's just weird.
It looks like
So weird.
like a Greek god wearing a cape or something,
What's
or like
going on
with
there?
with body armor on or some shit.
Look at that.
That's fun. I want to try to do that. So you take a picture of the sky and you just change all the levels, like when there's like obvious
Yeah, this is what I've
obvious
always done this.
chemtrail
And I try
shit.
to find what's in there. I think it's the spiritual stuff in the sky. Getting ready for the
But I
fall.
think that's stuff that they're putting up there, though, don't you?
Well, yeah, they're putting it up there, but I think it's showing what's actually in the sky.
Oh, you think that the
The
stuff they're
whole-
putting there is
the
revealing
ether
something
is-
else?
The ether is energy, right?
Yeah.
So there's a spiritual work going on in the sky, and when they're putting the metals in there, you're
Oh,
able to,
Oh, I think I see what you're getting
You're-
at. I've
you-
wondered what you meant by that, but
I
now I'm
think
starting to
it
understand.
can make you see what is going on up there. You
It's
know?
it's sort of like elucidating it somehow.
It's like, yeah, like it's weighing on like the energies that are in the sky. So I feel like it's showing.
Interesting.
I don't know. It feels like it shows what's
Well, I've
going
never
on
heard
up
somebody
there.
explain that. That's kind of
That's
cool.
just my theory.
Right, but it's a new one for me. I never heard
Because
anything
there's way
about
too
that.
much detail and weird shit for. I mean,
I've heard you say it before about how it's spiritual, but I didn't know that's what you meant.
Yeah, I just think it's that the metals in the sky are just it clings to the certain energy in the sky, and it shows something.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're
on.
wrong about that.
Yeah.
Like, I think the shit they're spraying, I think the sun kind of pulls it towards it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do see that too. Because they'll spray it, it's chemtrail, it'll blow over, but then it always ends up being back in front of the sun.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, these weird. Cause like sometimes, like I said, there'd be, it looks like a whole army of like angels are floating through the sky. There's been times where I'm like, what is going on? I remember when I was cleaning.
Oh
up,
yeah, I mean, there's been times when I've seen that shit. Yeah, it takes on different shapes. I mean, I think it's what they hit it with frequency-wise. You know,
Santa Cruz, and I came out to take out the trash, and I looked up and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It's like, see, all these little like wisps of like little.
and it's all
spirits,
uniform.
and they're all going across the sky. Like, what is
Right,
going
it looks
on?
like little armies and
yeah,
shit.
there's a spiritual battle going on up there, man.
But those Doppler stations, they hit these. They're all placed at specific intervals throughout the country,
Yeah.
and they put up Doppler is like, you know, it's radar but using sound.
But usually when they do the frequencies in it, it makes it like a pattern. But these aren't patterns. This is like very intricate. stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can make any kind of weird shape with dissonant sounds, but yeah,
I
you're
know,
right.
Usually it's like
I
a
know.
pattern, like a ripples or like a
Mhm.
wave or like it's a pattern, But these are always like.
That's like what heavy metal would create. You know, like heavy metal.
It is heavy metal, yeah.
But you know how when they do like sound with water, it takes images of what
Yeah.
people say or think.
It's cool. We're getting so close to weird shit. Because all this stuff's being exposed. Like, we're almost to, like, Judgment Day, which is, like... that's the end of the Bible. We're there, man.
I don't know if
First
I think.
you have to expose it, then it's judgment, then everyone's like... It's just, we're in those times. It's crazy.
I don't know if I feel that coming, but
You don't?
I'm not gonna argue.
Well, I'm not saying it's not scary for... I mean, it's got... The judgment is just going to be there to be seen for who
It's your own judgment. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I like what you said before. Like, God's not judging you.
Well, no, I mean it's not.
I thought that was profound when you said that.
Well, yeah, it's called Judgment Day, though. It's
I do.
the
I
day
understand that, but I took from what you said.
He's
You were
not
like, God's
judging.
not judging you.
He's
Like,
gonna put a mirror in your face and make
yeah,
you look
exactly.
at
You're
yourself.
judging you.
Yeah, that's what everyone's
Yeah.
gonna
Okay.
be
We
seen
both see the same
for
thing
who
on
they
that.
are.
On that
Just
note,
like I said, when people like like my friend was.
he puts
She
a
was,
mirror up
she
in
was
front of
wearing
you.
a mask for
But
everywhere.
that's why your life flashes before
Yeah.
your eyes. So you have to go live it all.
Yeah.
But it's like, but it's flashing like you were flat. Your shit's playing back for you. You have to experience it again.
That's what I was saying about it. Megan, like saying had a different face on for everywhere she went. It's now like even the little people, it's like everyone is gonna be seen for exactly who they are. Like it's like even the big people, all the ones that are doing all the nasty shit.
All of us, yeah.
Everybody, and if you're supposed to do it yourself before this happens, and then you'll be clear of it all. But now everyone.
Well, you'll be a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be stuff that will surprise you still, but
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to like do the process beforehand, because then you don't owe. Let's say you don't owe anything on Judgment
It seems
Day.
easy on its face, but well, just be honest, you know.
Yeah, because it's
just
just
be
gonna
real.
be harder, I think.
But
for
it is
yeah.
difficult. It does. You do run into some stumbling blocks for
Yeah.
sure, and there's stuff that we've all been traumatized with that
Yeah.
some stuff
Well,
that
the
we've
thing
forgotten
is
about
that,
because we
yeah.
put it out of our mind.
People are so afraid to like. I mean, if they really like, people are so afraid of like all the things that they've done in their life. But if they went within and figured out, just like I always wondered, why did I do all the things I did in my life? And then I found out, oh my God, I had all this trauma, which led my whole decision making to be processed to be different, and
Yeah.
that's why I made all the choices I made.
Well,
And,
obviously, you have to. I mean, that's obviously what happened.
And then you
You know,
realize, okay,
but-
well, none of it was really
But
your
like
fault.
you didn't. That's the thing. You weren't.
Yeah.
You weren't grounded. You were
Yeah.
never grounded.
And
So you
so-
just were thrust into the
Yeah.
world where it's like,
Yeah.
dude, it's
But
not.
I mean, this is the same thing for other people. They should have figured this out. Like, then they would have realized, oh shit, I was traumatized, and then like,
Yeah.
oh, but then you have to go and you have to, not only like I was traumatized, but then I went around and traumatized other people. So you have to
Yep.
ask, you have to forgive yourself for all this shit you did, and then figure out, it's just like it's this messy process, but.
Yeah, I've done the
Free
same
after-
thing.
after
Yeah,
all
I've
that,
been through
you're
the same
free.
thing.
Yeah, but you're free after that. But people just have all this trauma, and then they go and keep traumatizing everybody else. And,
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
and you keep building this big thing that you're gonna have to eventually face all the stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm traumatized. I guess I have, but it's like,
yeah. Well, you didn't consciously do. You're.
but yeah, that's the thing. It's like we're all. I mean, yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
That's just the way people seem to interact. I think I have this theory that I think that we're like. We all spawned from really a dark place, like the orphans back in the 1800s. Like I think those are our ancestors. I mean, I think it's pretty hard to escape that reality. If there was so many kids that were for sale worldwide, I mean, we found evidence of this now. Where there's orphans there's just hundreds of thousands of them all over the world. They all look the same. They're like it was like a fucking. There's something else to this story, but those are our ancestors, and they were treated poorly. I think our society is young. It's really immature, and
I think the trauma is probably the worst.
But the trauma has been passed on, and it's like we've never been grounded.
I don't even know. Like, I wonder what, like, because my dad's that screwed up. Hades hides it well or whatever. But my uncle was so screwed up. Like, how did that happen?
Right, that's so close to your immediate family. That's whack.
Them, right, But I think like I couldn't imagine my grandpa or grandma being like sexually abusive or.
But
like,
I mean,
so weird,
I wonder where
like,
that shit manifests. Then
then,
it's like
or somebody else abused them and their parents.
what
didn't
led
care,
him to be? I mean,
what?
he was probably just. Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
I know there was trauma there.
There's no way to you'd have to go talk to him directly.
Yeah, it's weird, but there's something there because you don't just turn into that, right? I don't know.
I sure would hope not, but that's what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but there's.
But he's got to have. I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, there's no way to. It's like if you could read his letters that he wrote to your grandma, you don't want to dig into it. But it'd be interesting. There's stuff to learn from it, though.
Yeah, well, I just try to see, and then my grandma. I wonder what happened to her because I mean, I don't know. So there must be some.
This is what's so trippy for me. It's like when I think back, like my great grandma, she died when she was 99, and this is maybe it was maybe like 20 years ago now. But like she was born in the late 1800s, and she raised 11 kids. And she was living in a tent on a farm out in Salinas, working on the farm, her and her husband. And she raised 11 kids and fucking lived to be 99 years old.
This is like what the normal thing was. She was living in a tent, you
Yeah, it
know.
would be hard to have 11
At the same
kids
time that people
living
were
in a
building
tent.
palaces, you know, for like post offices, and
Yeah.
it's just such a weird history we have. Like, I wish I could go back and pick these people's brains for like what the world was like back then.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's.
The old people that went to the first world fairs and stuff. I mean, they were blown away by all the lights and stuff. Because I mean, it's like that wasn't even that long ago. I mean, I've lived 50 years, and so it's like, you know, it doesn't seem like that much time now when I think about it. And it's like, so my lifetimes two puts us back 100 years, which is like, you know, the early 1900s. That's like right when we were starting to get electricity. You know, I mean, earlier than that, but it's like, dude, it was only a few lifetimes ago, and we didn't even have electricity and plumbing, and like, dude, our society's young. There's no way around it. I mean, we started not that long ago. We had inherited knowledge that we've been trying to figure out how to use, you know. But it's like, I get the impression that our society was started not that long ago, and that's why everybody's so fucked up, because everybody's traumatized. We've been,
And then lied to on top of that. So
because
there's
the
always been
systems
a-
that we use, like government and stuff. I mean, it's really complex. Like I don't. It doesn't give me the impression people thought it up all on the fly. Like, because there's so many things that aren't congruent. Like, you know, we see the old architecture and like the really complex systems that we. But then the people that are inhabiting the buildings and functioning under the systems are really primitive and simple-minded. Like, there's things that don't connect in my mind, and that makes me frustrated, because I'm like, dude, we're supposed to be like, you know, evolving from like hundreds of thousands. Like, there's supposed to have been like this long line of civilization that came before us, and like we have such bonehead like perspectives on things. It just makes me think there's so much missing from the picture. Like, there must be resets,
Yeah, resets.
you know. And I don't mean to like take away from the personal part of it, but it's like, but I mean, because I think that's what's at the root of it all. I feel like there's people are fucked up. Like my dad's family, dude. He found out some shit not even that long ago. Like his side of the family was fucked up. There was like some weird incestuous shit that happened with, or not, I don't know if it was incestuous, but it was like, well, I know what it was is that my dad cheated. I think it was my dad's dad cheated on his wife, my grandma. But there was something. I think it was like one of the. I think there was some instance where somebody had sex with their kid's wife or whatever. So it wasn't incestuous, but it was like,
it was wrong. Yeah.
it's totally wrong. And there was some kid that was born, and it's like a relative of my dad, and he just found it out not that long ago, and it had been kept secret from him his whole life, and it's just like, what? Because of the fact that it was like, you know, his dad's, it's basically his brother or whatever, you know, but he was never allowed to know who he was. And so it's just like, people are just fucked up, man. It was like, that's not that far from me, and it's like my dad's dad.
I don't know any healthy people in my family.
And your dad's brother is all fucked off, you know, and it's like, dude, and then we hear about all the Epstein shit that's happening, and it's like, people, you know what I mean? It's not even that far removed from us where these people get so.
I mean, and I think the Epstein stuff is just going to bring up all this. I think, you know, I said the end times is kind of like the triggering. Like, the truth comes out and it's triggering people, you know? Because there's I mean, every woman has had sexual abuse. Like, I mean, and nobody talks about it, right? They say 1 in 3 women have had sexually abused as a child. And I know all these reports coming out, like, have to trigger that in every woman, like, you know,
right?
Seeing all these reports about all these kids being abused. Like,
it's traumatizing everybody,
you know?
yeah, for real.
But I mean, it's also happening on our, you know, it's not just them, it's happening with everyone.
Well, yeah, that's the point, yeah.
And nobody talks about
like
it.
fucking
It's
everybody's.
All hush, hush.
It's not even that far removed from each person that's hearing.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Nobody
just
wants to talk about it.
Keep it under control. Let's just not talk about it too much.
We don't want to embarrass the family. What family? What the fuck? What kind of family is that?
Dude, I was watching Joe Rogan and fucking Trump's, you know, what's his name? The guy from his vice presidency last time is Pence. Rogan had Pence on, I think it's who he was talking to, maybe.
I don't know.
But
they were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, but he was like, they were trying to make, they were downplaying the Epstein Island thing. They're just like, well, they were just having parties, you know, and it's like whatever. And there might have been some minors there, but like in other countries, you know, people are like, it's looked at differently, you know. It's like an international like thing, you know. And he was like making excuses for it, and like they didn't. you know, a lot of that stuff isn't true, and just like blah blah blah, and it's like, damn, dude,
But you know, even
that's
not
pretty
too
grim.
the most recent past, just like in like the 70s or 80s, there used to be movies that would like joke about having the hots for a high school girl and stuff. Wasn't that like normalized in the
Yeah, there's
TV?
old blues songs and stuff where they
Yeah.
sing about it. Yeah.
And that was used to be normal, kind of like lusting after a high school girl or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like on TV and in movies and stuff. But nowadays, it's more people don't.
Well, it was still treated like taboo,
Yeah.
like, you know.
But
Like,
I mean, they wouldn't make a movie about that now. I don't know. It's just weird.
no, I wouldn't put it past
Yeah,
them.
but
But all the
it
same,
just
it's
seems like maybe it's more normalized.
like when I was in high school, the English teacher. I told you about my English teacher. He like my buddy that sat next to me in class, Jason Huters. He used to go work for Mr. Hood on the weekends, and they'd smoke pot together, and he told me about it and shit. And fucking, he's all, I know when Mr. Hood's baked, you know, he does certain things I can tell when he's baked, you know, and like, so he would tell me on certain days he's stoned in class, you know. And I was like, damn, I totally get the inside scoop on this teacher that it just seemed like, he looked like the dude from the Monopoly, like the guy with the monocle, or the guy that doesn't have a monocle now.
Yeah.
And he looked just like that guy, and Mr. Hood, and he just seemed like this old man, you know, whatever. But then after I got out of high school, like, I never had much of a rapport with him at all. I don't think he really liked me much, but like, a couple times he said some nice things to me. He wasn't that big of a jerk or anything, but you know, maybe 10 years had gone by since I graduated. But then he got arrested at the high school there because a bunch of boys, like my friend Jason, you know, he was like, he hired dudes to come and work on his property over the weekend. They get stoned and hang out.
Hey, yeah, you can just relax here.
Right. There was like 6 or 7 boys that got together at high school and fucking came out about what he'd been doing. Like, it was, like, I guess they all realized that they're, you know, because I guess they're gay or whatever. It was like he was having like affairs with these guys, you know, and then they all found out about each other and realized, you know, oh, this is fucked up. And they all got together and went and fucking.
Well, I'm sure the teacher wasn't out as gay, right?
Well, no, he wasn't.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
and these
so that
kids.
was his secret too.
Yeah, and it was just like dirty, but he got arrested and he went to jail, dude.
Wow.
That's crazy. They came out and they just came to the fucking principal or whatever, and then they got the police and they came and arrested him there at school. Can you imagine that shit going down like that? How could you be going so deep into it? We got all these relationships with these dudes at school.
I remember that it was well known that the teacher at my high school was doing stuff with girls, and it never nobody got in trouble.
Yeah, it's like these teachers that have tenure, they've been there for so long. It's like you can pretty much get away with murder. But I was surprised that he went to prison for that shit.
Yeah.
Shit's fucked up.
Everybody's skeletons are gonna come out the closet, so you better start airing out your own closet, man. I'm telling you, like that's.
Yeah.
Or God's gonna do it for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. You don't have it as in control as you think you do.
Yeah.
Like, I just wonder about like Mr. Hood. Like, you know, did he thought he had it like that good where he could just like have you know, relationships with these guys, you know, like all these different dudes.
Well, when you get away with it so long, then you keep getting away with it. You just have to
Yeah,
get
and it's like he's just taking advantage of their you know, of their curiosity and their just young,
Yeah.
you know, easily manipulated minds.
Yeah. Well, it's just using your position of power. Yeah, that's
That
it's
exactly.
Really
that's what it
nasty.
is. Like his authority and
Yeah.
you know, and just that. Yeah, because it
He's
gives.
a
Like,
teacher.
I remember thinking. I remember being kind of jealous that he got to go over and smoke pot and
Yeah.
earn money working for the guy, and I was like, that's cool.
Oh, no. I guess nobody
I had
does.
no idea what was going on. It never occurred to me. Because at the time, you know, you're just thinking. Because he would talk about it and he'd laugh and he thought it was funny too, you know. But Jason Huters was kind of interesting, and I just wondered if he got caught up in that. He was definitely being groomed for that, if anything, you know. And I think about it now when I think back, he was kind of fucked up, that kid.
He probably wouldn't tell.
There's probably some
Maybe
shit
don't
going on.
tell
Yeah.
people either. Yeah.
That's messed up, man.
There's tuna right here. What is your problem?
She's like, I want fresh tuna. That's okay, bingo. You're spoiled now.
You want tuna juice on it? I'll throw some tuna juice on it.
Freshen up the tuna.
There you go. It's hydrated.
I can't stay much longer, Melinda. Sun is getting high. I can't help down. How does that go? I gotta get down. I gotta get down. Gotta get down to the mine. I gotta get down. I gotta get down. Gotta get down to the mine. Gotta get down to the mine. They keep me up just one more night. Can't sleep here no more. The little bit clock says it's 7:45. It kept me up till 4. Yeah, I gotta get down. I gotta get down, or I can't work there no more. Where'd my pick go? There it is. Sweet. Been a while since I played acoustic with a pick. Light a pole man, yeah. Wait, what is it? Light a poor man make a $5 bill. Keep 'em happy all the time. Some other fellas making nothing at all, and you can hear him cry. Can I go, buddy? Can I go? Take your shift back of mine. I gotta get down to the Cumberland mine. Gotta get down to the Cumberland mine. That's where I mainly spend my time. Make good money, $5 a day. Making more, I might move away. Light a poem and get the Cumberland blues. You can't win for losing. Light a poem and get to walk the line just to pay his union due. I don't know now, I just don't know if I'm going back again. I don't know now, I just don't know if I'm going back again. I don't know, buddy, I just don't know if I'm going back again. I dropped my pick a while ago. Wanna go out, Bingo? Okay, go out then. Do it, kitty. If I'm going back again. That's off the Working Man's Dead album. I've been playing a lot of stuff off that album lately. Like Black Peter, I love that song. Black Peter. Oh shit, my thing's all fucked up. Was my phone charging? Yeah. I don't think anybody's watching my show. Looks like somebody said hi. Hey, what's up, Mental Raccoon? Doesn't look like you're here anymore. It says 0. It always says 0, though. Whatever. It's because 0 is my friend. I've been from here to 0. I don't think 0 exists. I insist. But there's no such thing as nothing. But all the same, it would be logical to claim this 2026 years ago. We were living in the year 0. And that's the year that we were waiting on for so long, as we counted backwards in a long line of negative numbers. In the era of BC, we kept track of time in reverse. It was a curse, and we didn't know why we started this, but we just knew that we'd end up at 0 eventually. And after a long fucking wait, it felt really great to be living in the year 0. Yeah, it's the year 0. You see, we don't know what our history really could show, because it's always being superimposed on the present, and we can't ever learn our lessons. We can't go back to find out how exactly we got here. But it's all these things that have occurred that led us to be where we are right now. And I just don't know what it is about the year 0 that I can't wrap my mind around. This oh so elusive idea of nothing at all. Nothing, 0, nihilism, denialism. I can't even try to begin. Try to begin. 0, 0ing in. I feel like it's all been zeroed out. But I can't pout about it, 'cause it's too late now. We've come so far since the year 0. 0. 0. 0. I've been from here to 0, but I don't believe it exists. I don't believe it exists. Don't believe it exists. I don't believe in nothing. I believe in something. I don't believe in nothing. I believe in everything. I believe in everything, man. I'm so gullible. I believe in everything. I don't believe in nothing. I believe in nothing. I believe in everything. I don't believe in nothing. I believe in nothing. That's it. That song goes. Really. I love you. Morning comes, she follows the path to the river shore. Lightly sung, a song is the latch, the morning's door. See the sun sparkle in the reeds, silver beads pass into the sea. She comes from the town where they call her the woodcutter's daughter. She's brown as the bank, as she kneels down to gather her water. She bears it away with the love the river has taught her. Let it grow, let it grow, white and clear, white and clear. What is the next line? I gotta remember that line. Love of a woman, the work of man. It's like, so it goes. We make what we made since the world began. Nothing more. The love of a woman, the work of a man. Everything up and back again, fail to rain. I forget what the words are. Black dirt live again. The plowman is bound as the back. The plowman is down, but the back of the land is sown. Bears it away, just the plant is growing. The work of his days measures more than the planting and growing. He bears it away, let it grow, let it grow. What shall we say? What shall we call it by name? It's where they got the angels dancing on a pin. Water bright from the sky from which it came, and the name is on the earth that takes it in. Will not speak but stand inside the rain. How does that go? Will not speak but stand inside the rain. Listen to the thunder shouting, I am, I am, I am. That bridge is so cool. What shall we say? What shall we call it by name? It's where they got the angels dancing on a pin. Water bright from the sky from which it came, and the rain is on the earth, takes it in. Will will not speak but stand inside the rain. Listen to the thunder shouting, I. Listen to the thunder shouting, I am. That's it. What shall we say? What shall we call it by name? As well count the angels dancing on a pen. Water bright from the sky from which it came. And the name is on the earth that takes it in. Will not speak but stand inside the rain. Listen to the thunder shouting, I am, I am, I am. This song is so weird. What shall we say? What shall we call it by name? As well to count the angels dancing on a pin. Water bright from the sky from which it came. And the name is on the earth that takes it in. Oh, will not speak but stand inside the rain. Listen to the thunder shouting, I am. What a trippy song. I wonder what Bob Weir was doing when he wrote that song. Probably a lot of acid. Listen to the thunder shouting, I am. Sort of like a spiritual experience he was having there. Bob Weir writes weird songs. Like he'll use 3 or 4 chords for most of the song, and the bridge of the song comes and he puts like 30 chords. Like, whoa, the song got complex all of a sudden. What the hell are you doing, boy? Is it still raining out there?
No.
Oh, cool. I'm trying to go out and smoke a cigarette. And play my show for nobody. He plays a show for no. I love you, baby. I'm playing a show for you. So good. I like playing shows for you. Alright. My next song on my set list for nobody will be a song called Against the Grain. Because I'm Dr. Bass Ackwards, and I come at it from behind. You gotta watch your ass. I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came into this jacked up Bass Ackwards place. You know that? I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came along, and that's a song I always sing. I've been running against the grain ever since the day I came. I claim to have no claim. I'm running against the grain ever since the day I came along. I've been running against the grain till my dying day. I'll be running against the grain. Run.
merchant. In London he did dwell. Hey, there was a wealthy merchant. In London he did dwell. He had a beautiful daughter, and the truth to you I tell. Oh, the truth to you I'll tell. And she had sweethearts aplenty, and men of high degree. But remember Jackie the sailor, her true love could ever be. Oh, her true love ever be. And now Jackie's gone a sailing with trouble on his mind. He left his native country, his darling girl behind. Oh, his darling girl behind. Well, she went down to a tailor shop and dressed in man's array, and climbed on board a vessel to convey herself away. Oh, to convey herself away. Now, before you get on board, sir, your name we'd like to know. And she smiled on her countenance, and they called her Jackaroo. Oh, they called her Jackaroo. I see your waist is slender and your fingers they are small. Cheeks too red and rosy to face a cannonball. Oh, to face a cannonball. Well, I know my waist is slender, my fingers they are small. But it would not make me tremble to see 10,000 fall. Oh, to see 10,000 fall. Sounds kind of like a girl. You know, Jackaroo sounds kind of effeminate. Looks like he's